Three minutes.
I've got about 5.
Yeah.
For some reason, it just sat there. Like, I started it an hour ago, and it, like, froze and didn't want to go anywhere. Come to find out, Steam had an update, so the Steam update stopped it from going, and I had to process through the Steam update.
Oh, right, of course.
I'm like, you piece of poop.
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. But anyways,
so
we're not too
annoying.
late. We're not too late. It'll be fine. I'm liking the game so far. I haven't played a whole lot of it actually. Not as much as I thought I was going to. Just because I've gotten kind of sucked into NetHack as well. And there was some other game too that it was sort of a flash in the pan for me that I don't remember. Oh yeah, I just got Cult Simulator. And that's a really interesting game. Cultist Simulator? Cultist Simulator. That's right. Because it's not necessarily a simulator of a cult like all the simulator games. It's a card game and a board game.
Okay.
And it's huge and like the table that you play on, it's like a solo experience, and you just like flip cards down, and each cards will net you new cards, and then there's like like a timing sequence on each thing, and it's all themed like some malicious cult, and that's why it's the Cultist Simulator, I guess.
Got it.
But it's got like this really cool theme, and the actual game underneath it seems cool as well.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and it was The Last Door that I've been playing. Other than that, which is just a point-and-click adventure game.
Neat.
Sort of with a Edgar Allan Poe feel to it. It's not a story, and it's not necessarily doesn't do the tropes of Edgar Allan Poe, but it's got references to different things like there's lots of crows in it. There's references to H.P. Lovecraft, and that's basically it. But it's fun. It's like, well, fun's probably the wrong word. It's like it's interesting. It's an interesting story about like, you know, a family and some different people. Who are like drawn together in a pact kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, it's neat. And it's got this like it's got this pixel style, and the pixels are huge. they're like half centimeter squares. They're like pretty big.
I played a game called Cooking Companions Appetizer Edition.
Yeah.
And it's like a teaser trailer to a upcoming game called Cooking Companions.
Right.
And the basis behind it is it's got Eastern European lore built into it.
Right.
But it's like it's similar to like the story. It's a visual novel is what they call it, but it's a horror visual novel.
Oh, okay.
But it's done.
It's like not
in
what I
such an
expected
adorable way.
Yeah.
Like you start like the little appetizer edition. You're playing hide and seek.
Right.
And you got to find vegetables.
Okay.
While you're looking around for these vegetables, and you go into the basement, and shit starts jumping at your face.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be hilarious when the actual game comes out.
Yeah, that's like by the name, I totally expected it to be like a Cooking Mama kind of like mobile port or something.
Yeah, and the little appetizer edition is free, so you can do the little.
That's cool.
It's on Steam. You can do the little free like, let's go find the veggies.
Yeah,
and you can do the different. It's really cute.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, this is so adorable to be a horror game. What is wrong with you people?
Yeah, and and the way you describe it, kind of threw me, because I was expecting you to be like, okay, you tap on the sushi and then you like chop it up and stuff, and I'm like, and then you were describing it like it was Corpse Party or something, and I'm like,
Right?
okay.
And then like
Sounds fucking
so
great.
the basis of the main game is you guys are stranded in the mountains in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
And you're running low on food.
Okay.
So then it becomes
But it's not like a survival horror. It's got like a linear story.
Yeah, I from what I've read about it and the little bit I played with the little add-on, I'm like, oh my god, this game is going to be hilarious when it comes out. And the best part is they kickstarted it. I have to go in and back it here in the next couple days, but you get the digital copy of the game for $10 if you do the Kickstarter instead of for like 20 when it comes out.
Okay, my download time just jumped quite a bit.
Mine went from 5 to 8, and now I'm back down to 3. So there's probably a download wall where it actually goes back in and edits something in the game, and then puts it back in.
Right, and yeah, I'm thinking that there are several updates here because like I've finished downloading something, and now I've got 45 minutes on this thing, and I'm like, well,
how many
that kind of kills our night,
was the first one?
Well, right now it's saying, well, it said 1.5 gigs out of 3.6 gigs, and now it says 3.6 out of 3.6, which is not accurate.
My update's for 4.3 gigs.
Right.
Yeah, so something's not right there.
Yeah, so it's totally inaccurate. Unless I'm like
what I suggest is closing Steam out and reopening it. It's probably a lag between the servers.
Maybe I can try that. I close it.
I do lots of gaming, if you can't tell.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, I deal with this all the time.
No, I did just open it, so it should have updated
sometimes
when
you have to like close everything out and go back in for it to catch back up.
Right.
There's like, it's really weird because it doesn't happen with every game, but like I play The Forest and Path of Exile, and sometimes when those update, there's like a 45-second delay between that and the Steam server because like Path of Exile has its own download too.
Right. So it's got like it's going through a gate basically. Is that what you're saying?
Sometimes you have to reset it. Yep.
Okay, now it's longer though.
Yeah, what are we seeing now?
It says like it's staggering between like 55 minutes and an hour 15. It's going down though. It's 45 minutes now.
Yeah, give it a couple seconds. Yeah. I'm betting there's a lag somewhere in there.
Yeah, there must be.
Because that doesn't sound right at all.
No. Oh, you know what it's doing? Done. You know what it's doing? I just realized this. It has downloaded it. It is unpacking it now. And I don't have an SSD, so it's going to take a little while to unpack 3.6 gigs and install it into the file, into the folder, I guess.
Oh, you have yours set up to do that. See, mine does it all while it downloads.
What? How? What? Hold on. Where's my settings?
Yes. So like mine, as soon as it starts downloading, it just automatically goes in. Unless the game, when you open the game itself, it has to do it. So are you in the game, or are you still in Steam?
I'm in this. It's Steam. In the Steam downloads settings and stuff.
Okay, yeah, because the only time it should do the unpack thing is if it's already downloaded in Steam and you click play, and then it's unpacking something for the launcher.
Right.
I've never had it unpack anything.
Yeah, no, neither have I, but here it is doing this, so I'm trying to figure out...
Unless you had a corrupted file it found, and now it's repairing everything, so it's going through every file individually and repairing it. Because, like I
I don't
said,
know,
mine
cause
says
like
4.3 gigs
right,
is what needed to be downloaded.
yeah. So I don't know. It's still unpacking. Maybe the time remaining is wrong because it's like
Can you click play and see what happens?
yeah, I can click play. Let's see. Game will launch as soon as it's ready.
Yeah, then you've got something else going on in there.
I'm gonna view the updates. That just brings me to the Baldur's Gate 3 updates.
Yeah.
Stuff. Okay.
Do you have yours set to auto update when you're not at the computer, or does yours all update only when you open the game system?
Always keep this game up to date.
So that should auto update anytime you open
background
Steam.
downloads.
Yep.
But it didn't download them. Like I did have to like click play in order to download it.
That's weird.
Even though it says always keep this game updated.
Yeah. I know, like, if I have mine on my laptop, I know if I start a download and I shut my laptop, it pauses it, so I have to start it back up.
Right.
So I don't know if maybe you at one point turned it off. Yeah, mine's good to go. It's not unpacking anything.
Right.
Mine just said update finished. Would you like to play?
Right. Yeah, mine is still saying 45 minutes. Oh, God.
Yeah, there's something wrong with one of your files, then that's the problem.
Yeah, that might be it.
There's an issue in one of your files.
It's got to verify it and probably stick the new file
me.
in.
I didn't even see you come in here. I'm sorry. Amy, I'm sorry. I didn't even see you. Sorry, I just noticed she was in here.
Right.
Can you hear us, Amy?
Yeah, she's been talking to me.
Really?
Yeah. She's been talking to me like this whole time.
No,
you must have thought I was crazy talking to myself.
There's two Amy's.
I'm not Amy.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's another person.
There's Amber, and then there's Amy.
Yeah. Of course.
Amy's the one that just came in.
Yeah, Amy. Sorry, I confused Amber and Amy. Too many AM names.
I don't think she can. I think she's either muted or her mics ain't working.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have a corrupted file, most likely. So what it's doing is it's patching your game and removing the corrupted file.
Boo.
Her mic isn't working. Well, because yeah, Oh, go ahead, Amber.
I was just letting him know he's probably got a corrupted file because mine popped right open after the download, and his download number didn't match my download number, and we're on the same update. So he's probably got a corrupted file, and it's got to remove it.
Yeah. So my Steam is working as hard as it can. This is where the SSD would have come in handy, because it would do all this real quick. Yeah, but mine's got to spin around a whole lot.
It will fix it though. Steam can just like quickly check the integrity of files. There's a way to do it if you just go.
Yeah, it's gonna take an hour though. That's what it's saying. But I don't know if that's totally accurate.
Yeah, because what it's doing is it already noticed the file was bad since the update didn't match. So what it's doing now is it's going in and it's unpacking the update into the game to hopefully patch the broken file.
Amy, real quick, let me just tell you, when it comes to those banks, basically, I don't know how many I need. I think I was just going to get like 4 or 5, packs, which I think like 10 banks come in each pack. So I'd have like between 30 and 40 banks I want. And I want those all painted. So if I want to do a huge river going all the way through the table, I can do that and have all the forest transition banks. So that's what I was talking about. So yeah, that's what I need for that. If that's what you're wondering, to make that trade where I give you some banks pieces, I don't know how many you'd want for that deal. But I'm thinking, for the table I have now, 1, 2, 3, because you have to have one on each side, and I don't know how many come in the pack. It looks like you only get like 5 or 6 pieces. I would probably need at least, has to be at least 20 pieces, I would think, to cover the mountain parts too, because I don't have the mountain banks yet. So I would need those covered. I'm gonna have to eventually get those, the new escarpment pieces they came out with, so everything doesn't look all edged and flat. Looks terrible right now. I hate that.
I'll
So
say
right
this
now, yeah.
this
Go ahead.
Dwarvenforge stuff is the stuff they're making now just looks so beautiful.
Oh, it's incredible. It's. I mean, it gives you a nerdgasm just looking at it.
That's one reason why I love going to Gen Con, because Dwarvenforge comes out and any of their new items that are being kickstarted or anything, they put them on display so you can see them in person before backing the Kickstarters and
Oh,
things.
that's cool.
And
Yeah.
they're beautiful. They're so nice.
I'm looking at the Dwarvenforge Wildlands stuff, and that looks amazing. That looks great. That looks creepy.
Amy, that right there is the cavern pieces. I need the forest pieces, not the cavern. So if that's what you want, that's we could work something out. But like I said, I'd have a lot of pieces or something. But yeah, I need forest transition banks, which is the
What was
pieces
it they
that
were
connect the
demoing?
Dread Hollow.
They were last year at Gen Con when I went. They were demoing like a tree that opened in sections, and there was like a house and an entire like cavern built into these trees.
Whoa,
Oh, that's
nice.
awesome. That is
They were
awesome.
really cool. It was like a building idea. Like they kind of build things and they have things printed that they print themselves to kind of like show off, to see like how much interest is in it before they actually do anything with it. So it's really cool.
I know they built they built that little hut, and I wish they would sell that. They had like a really
Yeah.
cool hut they were using, like someone made for them.
Oh my god, the
And
stuff
yeah,
they have, so nice.
oh, yeah. I wish
I
they
can't
cost
afford
so much.
any of it, but
Yeah.
they are so nice.
Yeah,
but they're a lot better.
Dwarvenforge terrain and stuff reminds me of the investment that you put into like a Warhammer army
But
for
see, the
yourself.
difference between Warhammer and Dwarvenforge is my comic book shop. I can build up points at my comic book shop, and I can cash those in for Warhammer army parts.
You ain't
Right.
getting crap. You ain't getting no DF points, man. You're paying.
I'm like, I've got almost 6,000 points. I can cash in 1,500 points for a start collecting Warhammer set, which is like most of an army that you need first playing Warhammer. So
Right.
like, I'm like, can you get me some Dwarvenforge? I'll cash in all of my points.
Just get them in stock. Just one of this one and two of those ones and one of that one.
Well, I
Make them all unpainted for me because I want to paint them myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could do that. That's one thing I can't do. But yeah, they cost out the yin yang, man. Unless you find deals. Like I was lucky enough to find deals. I got I'd say 90% of my mountain and castle pieces I got from an estate sale because somebody passed away.
Yeah.
But they were selling like this rich guy's stuff, and he had died, and he was still getting Kickstarters in. And that's what I had heard, that he was still like, because a lot of stuff I got was unopened, like sealed.
Right, yeah.
I was like, oh my God. It's just like a great, but I had to pay the regular price for Dread Hollow. And I bought 2 Dread Hollow sets, and that was like, I think each set of Dread Hollow is like over $1,000. So
Yeah.
that table, when we look at that table with all the stuff I got in it, I'd estimate there's about $7,000 on that table. Because you got the 2 Dread Hollows, a buttload of castle pieces, buttload of mountain pieces for me to create, because it took at least 2 Thor sets to create all those mountains.
Yeah.
And then I have additional stuff I had to buy. Now I didn't spend that much.
But that's
just
kind
for
of what
if you
it's
had bought
worth
it
at retail. Yeah.
Yeah, if you bought, I probably got everything up there. Like I said, the Dread Hollow I paid retail for, and then my city pieces I paid retail for. So I'd say I probably spent about 3,500 to $4,000. But then I also have y'all haven't even seen that. I got stacks and stacks of dungeon pieces, man.
Yeah.
I have enough dungeon pieces to fill 4 or even more of those tables that I have.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, one time my original goal was to completely do. I couldn't do every floor, but I wanted to be able to do one floor at a time of Under Mountain.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
I
It's
failed.
alright.
I failed in that goal because it was just. I realized that with the pieces for Dwarvenforge, how big they actually are, it would literally take me up like almost an entire warehouse room. Because I was able to build like about 30% of it, the
Yeah.
first floor, like a huge
It's
chunk. But there's so much space, man. You need. I was pushing
it's
tables
okay.
together.
One of the magic cards I own is worth almost as much as what you paid for all the stuff you have on your
Ooh,
table.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard magic. I've heard magic is expensive, man. That's
Yeah.
really,
Yeah,
it
so
gets up there.
the card I got is a Judge Foil Gaia's Cradle. My boyfriend got it for me. Oh God, I think our son was 2. It was my birthday present. He
Yeah.
got it for like $175. The
Yeah.
listed median right now for that card is $2,225.
Right.
Oh my God.
That's how
Amy,
fast it climbs.
Amy just said she had a whole bunch of Warhammer given to her.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Amy,
Nice.
I do have 2 sets of Dread Hollow because one set just isn't enough, in my opinion, to have an actual looking like a forest. One set they only give you like 7 pieces, so it's like you get like 3 of the those big like kind of pieces or a little bit more. They don't give you a lot of pieces, and like you really can't build like a forest or a river area. But 2 sets, and that's enough to really give you like a foresty area, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
I suggest anyone that can get out to Gen Con to go, because even though Dwarvenforge is there, there's a lot of really small independent companies that do the same thing and have almost as good quality products,
Right.
but for a third of the price.
Right. Yeah. I'm what I'm doing is mainly narrating my my environments and using like Roll20 and just some cheap free tiles that I just like pull out, just little JPEGs, you know. So it's oh, thank you so much.
I get
I
bored
just got some
and I
pizza.
doodle maps. I get bored and I doodle maps in one of my graph paper books.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do a lot of that.
Yeah. No, I'm not as because it's less interactive. I feel like I'm not getting as much out of it. So what I do is I do my I'll do like longer Roll20 map building marathons. And then it's on Roll20 and people can just like drop their token
I heard you,
on.
Amy.
I heard her.
Hey, there she is, Amy. Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Hi.
Good.
So
How are
I
you?
felt like so disadvantaged at not being able to comment.
So yeah, man. I'm gonna try, Amy. Like I just saw your question. I'm gonna try to get all 3 environments. The
Oh,
swamps.
that's cool.
The swamps. Because I talked to Dwarvenforge, and they're gonna let me because I told them, like, look, I don't have like $7,000 right now or 8 Gs, but I could pay that over the course of a year.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, because I thought that you could just. My thought was that if you put money into the pledge manager, they're like, okay, as long as you signed up, you can just over the course of the next year until it comes out, you can just pay. But I found out, I sent the email like, no, that's not what it is. You have to like have it by November 22nd. I was like, oh crap. I was like, well, look, that's not going to be possible for me, especially because I want to buy a new graphics card this month for Cyberpunk 2077. That's like $1,400 for that freaking card. That new that NVIDIA Titan RTX.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking about selling the 2 cards I have now with the liquid cooling and then buying one of those. But anyway, so I talked to Chuck, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna let you just make payments over the course of the year. They're gonna work it out.
Plus you're in a
That's good.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Plus you're in kind of a unique situation where you're actually using them to kind of promote Dwarvenforge.
I don't get a discount.
So you don't get a discount, but you get that kind of special treatment.
I don't think so. They give great treatment to everybody.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody say that they've had a bad experience with their That does look good, Amber. I see it. Uh, I've never heard anybody say they've had a bad experience with their customer service department. They've always been like awesome. Even like the few times where I've had like a piece that was messed up or was missing a piece, there's no questions asked, man. You just contact them. They're like,
Mhm.
okay, send it out to you, no problem. No, instantly, man. They're great customer service.
Right.
But I think that's because they're a Kickstarter company, so they're like, more personable. I
They
don't
I
know.
think it's
thrive
also
on it.
how
Yeah.
Stefan set up the company. He knows that the gamers are his bread and butter, so to speak. So he wants to remain connected to them, supporting them. He's an old time gamer himself, so I think his ideal is
I've met him in person. He's generally a nice
Cool.
guy. He's a
Oh,
very
that's
nice
awesome.
person. Yeah. He was with Dwarvenforge at Gen Con one of the first years they were out there. I'm too busy working for Gen Con now to actually get over to the booth anymore. But all the people that work there are so very friendly. They'll answer any questions you have, sometimes they don't have enough product with them, so sometimes I've seen them do it. They've given people a small discount because of the fact
Mhm.
they ran out and it had to be shipped. So it was like, oh, you've bought $200 of stuff from us and we'll give you a 10% no shipping fee.
Right.
I've seen
Yeah.
it happen.
No,
They're
I haven't
very,
gotten
very
that yet.
nice.
I haven't gotten any discount, but they're always nice to me. They're always good to me. But no, I have
And I
not
think it's
gotten
more of a
that yet.
con thing. It's like, hey, we were planning on having more in stock to last longer, and it didn't last as long as we planned.
Right.
yeah, they're definitely more supportive, I think, at the cons and things like that. Again, the community, if leave a bad taste in somebody's mouth the way you treated them, that kind of news spreads pretty fast.
Yeah, it's
That's
called the
true.
rule of
That's true.
10. I don't know if you knew that. That's actually an actual philosophy. It's called the rule of 10. A bad
That's
experience somebody will have, they'll tell 10 people.
right.
But a good experience, they may tell 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, that's true.
like people they'll sit on the phone for 30 minutes to make a complaint, but not
Oh,
30 seconds to give a review of good
oh,
service. That is true.
there is
Yep.
nothing pissing somebody off. I mean, they will just have vengeance, man. They
Mhm.
will want to bring you down.
I'm gonna get you.
It's why I don't work for Apple anymore.
Oh no.
But
I used to work for them. I used to be one of their IT people. Nope, won't
That's
do it ever
Right.
again.
Yeah.
hope you got some free stock.
I worked with a third party company through them as an at home IT
Oh,
rep.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I could sit
So
at home
that's
and do whatever I wanted.
yeah.
Mm,
So but you
that is
didn't
nice.
get any free stuff out of it.
I got some free things, but it's not anything that was worth anything, basically. I didn't
Right.
never make the time to get the good stuff. And it was basically because they're like, here's company policy, this is what you can do for people. And I was reading it and like, oh, you forgot your password. Crap, you don't have two-factor authentication set up. Oh,
Yeah.
and you don't have access to your old email. Do you happen to have any receipts that prove you bought the item? Well, no. Sorry, you're tough out of luck.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
my
like, I
work
can't
had a
do that
problem
to
like that.
people.
It's just exactly that exact thing. We had an iPad, and they didn't have any information or documentation or anything about it. They didn't even know like who had set up the password or anything. So
Yep, and there's absolutely nothing Apple will do for you. You
Yeah.
are screwed, and that is now a paperweight.
yeah.
all right. So, well, I guess Amy, like, I'll send you like a piece of my Dread Hollow. How quick could you have it done though? Because the thing for me is what's kind of rough is I have a show, so I
Mhm.
don't know how that's gonna work. Because I can't like not Twitch. It's like I
I
have
have
to.
no clue. It's going to depend on how many
Yeah.
you want done.
What I
I
might
can't say
do,
without knowing how many first.
I might buy
But I'm
some
pretty
painted.
fast, by the way.
Well, I'd
Um,
rather you take your time anyway. What I'll do
well,
is I'll
here's the
buy some
deal.
painted and then send some
Yeah,
to
this
you
is the reason why
unpainted.
I brought it up, Tony, is because they're not in stock painted.
Oh, they got.
Most of
They'll
their
have
in
some.
stock stuff is
They're
empty right
probably going to
now.
have it, maybe. I don't know. And again, I don't know what the deal is, but I just went to their Discord channel and they published that they had only a few of certain items. And one of them was the transition banks and only under the unpainted.
Scary. Chuck
Yeah,
had
so
originally told me that some were painted was coming in November.
you may
Now,
want to wait till November then and just buy them in
well,
November.
I don't know. I love your skill though. So hold on. If I have a chance to, Amber paints as
Oh,
well. She does minis and stuff.
yes.
But
Hi.
Amy does amazing work. If you ever seen any of her pictures of her Dread Hollow and her forest stuff, the detail is like unbelievably through the roof. It's just
Yeah, I
gorgeous.
wish I could do detail like that, but for pieces
Um,
like that, I need a airbrush, and I don't currently own one.
I want to get an airbrush. I had a whole bunch of Warhammer stuff given to me, and some of it's been airbrushed and painted, and
Okay,
I'm like,
so
holy crap, this looks so
heads
good.
up.
I have got to get it. What? What? You know
Do you
somebody
know
selling
who
one?
Badger is?
No.
Okay, so Badger Airbrush Company. Watch them starting the end of next month, because by the end of next month, beginning of next month, Badger does Pay Our Birthday. So they sell $200 airbrush sets. This year they'll be $57.
Oh my God, really? Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
The only thing
I'm gonna
is
get on
you
that.
have to wait to get them. So like last year, since COVID hit, everybody got theirs pretty quick because they didn't have anything to do but push out orders. The year before that, I think the last person to receive one received it in May, but they ordered it in January. So as long as you don't mind waiting 2 or 3 months, you can get an amazing paintbrush, airbrush
Is
for a
is it
really
just
good
on their
price.
site? Like, do I just go to like Badger?
Yeah, let me see if I've got, hang on. I think I'm still part of the Badger group on Facebook that talks about it.
Oh, I can go take a look on Facebook too, maybe. Thank you so much, Amber.
Yeah,
That's
so it's called
awesome.
I'll send you a link real quick to their Facebook group.
spreading the nerd love.
And this is how
Yeah,
I keep track of everything from them, is I use their Facebook group. Because I'll post in there, and they also post on their Facebook page. But if you
Mhm.
go to they have a website, Badger Airbrush Company,
If
and
I have
their stuff is amazing.
If I have a chance to get you to paint, though, Amy, what I'll do is I'll probably just order enough just to complete the map I have now, because I can count how many pieces I'll need when I table, and then I'll
Yeah,
order the rest unpainted and have you do those, and then when those are done, I'll just swap them out, and then But what's the deal for one day you just repainting all my Dread Hollow? Come on, man. Come on.
no way, Tony. That's a lot of Dread Hollow.
I'll
And
give you
I got like,
$500.
oh my
Five,
God, I got so much of
five
stuff
hundred
to paint.
dollars, $500, $500, $500.
I've got so much to paint right now.
Ah,
I went pretty
jeez.
heavy. I went
I
pretty
can't
heavy
tempt you with the
on
money.
uh, no, not really.
I
I mean, Dwarvenforge, you could probably tempt me that way. Hey, I'll buy Dwarvenforge for you. Um,
What's sad
so
is it's easier to give you money because Dwarvenforge is so out of everything all the
oh
time.
my
Oh,
God,
It's
Jesus,
like,
yeah.
buy it,
hardly
you'll get it
ever.
next year. You get it, you know, that's the only problem with that
Well,
deal is
yeah, and just like looking at stuff, sometimes I'll look at stuff and say, is it worth it to paint it for $15? Like the difference between unpainted and painted is $15.
for me though.
So,
I've been dreaming of finding somebody who can just do Dread Hollow in the autumn scheme. I
well, I
so
did
bad
most
want
of
that.
Dread Hollow already. I only have a couple of pieces left to do. I did all of it already.
I know.
Um,
I look at your pieces. I say, oh my
I don't post a lot of the stuff that I paint because it would be overboard. But that's like my unplug. So I go like on the weekends, I'll just like take a few hours and just I can rip through a whole bunch of painting.
Do you use the Dwarvenforge paints?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh
got every
man.
last one of them. Actually, some dubs
Ah,
because I knew
I'm
they were going
so
to sell out.
jealous.
say I don't have
Ah.
Dwarvenforge paints. I have Citadel, Army Painter, and Reaper are the ones I have.
I have Reaper as well. I went and did their Kickstarter, so I'm going to order a whole bunch of paints for them.
Reaper's paints are really good, and I freaking love the drop bottles. The one thing I hate about Citadel is they're the containers. So if you don't get their lids completely tightly sealed, your entire bottle of paint dries out. And that's a
Oof. Wow.
$4 to $7 bottle you lose if you don't
Mhm.
get the lid tight enough.
Have you painted the metal Warhammer minis after you prime them with Reaper paints? Have you ever
Yeah,
done that?
they paint pretty well. My
Okay.
suggestion though for those is definitely get a good sealer. Because if you don't put a nice seal coat on it, a really good one, the paint will flake off because of the fact it's metal. And I also take mine. I know most people don't do this, but I take a very, very fine sandpaper and I lightly brush the metal with the sandpaper. That way it's got some grip to it when I prime them.
Okay. Thank you for the tip because I've never painted metal minis
Yeah,
before.
I do
Never
it. Not
painted
many people
terrain.
do, but I don't like fading paint.
Yeah, no, I totally hear you. That's and so far, like the only thing I've really painted is a couple of minis and the terrain. That's it. I mean, Tony like says, "Oh, Amy's such a great painter." I've
Uh,
never painted
uh,
a link before this.
Painted
well,
the mini for Tony that I did.
yeah,
It's completely sealed too. That is sealed in a lacquer paint
that
seal.
mini turned out great. See, if I could get a mini painter and then a terrain painter, I have it made. But the painters are so hard. Good painters are hard to find. And little side note, Amy, to let you know, I would check. I'm sure you probably already have, but just in case, on the off chance you didn't, on the Dwarvenforge website, there's a paint compatibility chart because I ordered a lot of unpainted stuff at one time. Like all my streets were unpainted and a lot of other stuff. And I had some people try to paint it, and it didn't turn out too great because the paint is very sticky. And I had a bunch of different painters try it with all different types of paints, and it's like typically the same result. It seems like the only paints that work with the Dwarven Forge where it's not sticky and it feels dry and everything else is the actual Dwarven Forge paints. So I don't know
Yeah,
if you checked that
I
yet.
bet nobody tried
I knew that
Liquitex
already.
acrylic.
I knew that already.
Oh, you
Well, it
knew?
is.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
figured you
hydroacrylic.
did.
You know what
I,
also works well on them, Tony, is the one that Erin uses, which is the Goldens. Goldens
the,
interference paints. I have those as well.
okay. Yeah, I've
I'm
never
telling you,
painted
like
before.
super
I wish I
easy.
could.
Oh my God, it's so easy.
Yeah, right.
I'll show
That's
you
my
what I
stepson.
normally
He's like, hey, you
paint.
should try painting.
I'm gonna drop a link or a photo in here. Let's see. I guess I'll just
I,
drop it in player availability because that's what we're talking currently.
it might be easy to learn like how to paint the streets. Like I've thought about trying to fix the streets. I have like buying Dwarven
Painted a
Forge
bunch of
paint.
streets. I painted a
Yeah,
bunch of
So
because
streets.
what'd you say?
Oh, that's
this is what I
beautiful.
normally paint.
Oh, see, I love Bob Ross, so that kind of sounds like Bob Ross, man.
Yeah,
That's happy little trees,
yeah.
man.
I love it. I love
I paint lots of stuff like
the
that.
sky and the
Uh,
like. It feels cold. This painting.
well, not.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
that's really nice
always
of her.
altogether cold though. I see a path, and that makes me think that
Yeah,
they're going to something that's like I don't know, like they're not. It's not sad or cold. It's kind of like it's in a cold environment, but there's something good. They're heading towards almost
yeah,
towards this
yeah,
night
yeah,
and heading
yeah.
towards the dawn. I don't know.
I
I
don't
like
I'm
mind
it.
I don't
posting
mind the
one
I
more.
cold. I'm not
I went
saying
to this
it
conifer
feels
trees.
cold and it's like that's a
That's
bad
pretty
Mm.
thing.
good.
Oh no, I know what you're saying. But
Yeah,
everybody sees painting different. Oh, see, that's different
well,
too.
that's nice.
Mm.
So
I
that's
love
You know
2
what?
inches by 2
the
inches.
texture. What?
Jesus
Right.
Christ! How do you paint that?
You guys are gonna laugh, but I painted. I've never painted like the paint by number. Like, as a kid,
Hmm.
never did it. And I got one of my favorite. I couldn't find any paint by numbers for this artist that I like. I don't know if you guys know Ann Stokes. She does a lot of fantasy art. She's done
Yeah.
work for Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that.
Right.
I got one of her dragons and I got it as a print. And I'm like, okay, it's on canvas. I could just paint right over it. So I did. I basically painted a dragon right on top of her dragon by using her colors and just matching them.
Yeah.
Came
Yeah.
out
Nice.
Work.
so good. People are like, I can't believe it. I'm like, no, it's paint by number. It's not me.
But now you
Okay.
can paint
They're
a
like, oh
perfect
my God,
dragon.
this is brilliant. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's not me. It's
Yeah,
just
I'm looking at it. I'm
So
looking at her dragons, and they're really elegant.
oh God,
so
they're gorgeous.
those 3 paintings, the top one is a 20 by 18. The middle one is a 2 inch by 2 inch, and the bottom one is
What?
a 4 inch by 4 inch.
Jesus,
So tiny.
tiny little paintings.
The smaller
Little
ones have
hobbit
these
house.
this nice texture. I guess because of the texture of the canvas is much
Yeah,
more
yeah,
obvious
they've got
on
a
them.
little more texture.
Yeah.
Those are cool. I just don't know how you possibly paint something that small.
Are you nearsighted, Amber? Are you nearsighted?
I have absolutely no prescription whatsoever.
Oh, okay. I am really, really nearsighted. Like, I wear contacts or glasses, but like when I go to the eye doctor, you know how they have like that card that you have to read? I can read the tiny little print. Like they get a magnifier out and they like like how can you read this?
Oh,
Because
wow.
I'm really, really nearsighted, which
Oh,
I think is why I paint so well because I can see like really close to all the details very quickly.
Mm.
so I
I-
have what they call
a
2010
gift.
vision.
Ooh, 20, what is that?
2010. Okay, so what 2010 means is the average person, what they can see at 2020 vision. So what a person can see average at 20 feet.
Mhm.
So on average, that's what people can see. So my 2010, what you guys can see at 10 feet, I can see at 20.
Nice.
Right, I
Nice.
see.
Supervision, eagle eyes.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Eagles are 20 over 5, if I remember correctly.
All right.
Can
Yeah,
see well.
I have pretty good vision.
Hey,
But I
you should
trained
put
in
some of the
hunting
pictures
from a
of
really young age.
your terrain in the chat, man. Show some of
Right?
your terrain.
I
Man.
want to see some of
I
it.
don't show a lot of the stuff I do. I gotta take pictures of it. I actually took a bunch of pictures to send to Jay, was it?
Amber has
Yeah,
her tabaxi in the general chat up top, but it's like
Yes,
far
I
up there
do.
now. It's far up there
to
now that my
scroll up.
pictures are.
But I sent a bunch of pictures to Jay because Jay's the one who actually got me into painting.
So here's one that I did that's a really like heavily inspired from D&D.
Oh, that is. Cool.
Oh, that's beautiful. It reminds me of like
Lord of the Rings.
oh yeah, Tolkien. I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Reminds me of Ireland.
I have one that I did that is
Reminds me of
a
Mordor.
Scotland area.
Have any of you? I mean, have you been to Scotland, Amber?
I have
Ireland?
not, but I had a friend that had gone. Don't mind the dirty clothes in the background of this picture. I was doing laundry while I was painting.
Oh yes.
I'm
That's
judging
very
you.
Bob Ross.
I get called Nos
love that.
Ross all the time.
Oh, that's so.
Funny part
I love the
is, I've
sweeping
never
mountains.
watched a single Bob Ross episode.
I love the sweeping
Oh, I love
mountains.
that.
It
When you
reminds me.
do,
It looks
you'll
like
laugh.
waves. Like obviously mountains are kind of rock waves, but
Hmm?
this very literally looks like waves.
Yep.
I will just say this, guys. If ever in your lifetime you have got to go to the Highlands in Scotland and Northern Ireland and just see how beautiful, like it's just beyond words. Can't even describe it.
Yeah,
That beautiful.
yeah. I mean, it's on a very long list of things I'll probably never do.
Ears,
No,
so
don't
clean.
say that because I used to say that too. And man, I made it a point and I went. I'm so glad I went because
Right.
I was like, this is just
Oh,
amazing.
that's cool.
That's the
Me too.
size of a dime.
What? Oh my God, you
It
must
is
be able
tiny.
to really paint tiny, 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 tiny.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the size of a dime.
like the base is a dime.
No, the mini itself is the size of a dime.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a tiny mini, man. Because I'm holding my
So
finger right
small.
now. That's definitely not 28 millimeter.
So that is from
Yeah, that's like 10 millimeter.
that is from the Whiz Kids Familiar Pack.
Right.
So
So
it's
it's supposed to
got-
be like beside your
Yeah, fairy
Yeah.
dragon
character.
or something.
Yep,
It's like a
yep. So you
fairy
got the
dragon.
dragon. There's a little gargoyle. I believe there was snakes and like a squirrel or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like it's a pseudo dragon. Is that what that is, Amber?
Yeah, it was either the pseudo or the fairy. I don't have the pack anymore, so I don't know currently.
Looks like a fairy dragon.
They're really tiny, really,
Mhm.
really small. And then this is my favorite one I've done, mini wise. This is one of my favorites.
Oh, I have that mini.
Oh, it was nice.
Just painted differently. And it's one of the townspeople's mini. If you watch the show when we were at town, she is dancing in the town square.
Wicked.
But
And this
my
is
min-
the back of her.
Your mini looks better though, I think.
Yeah, I really like the
Yeah.
how the
So-
layers are all different colors.
I love the belt.
Who makes
How
that mini? Is
detailed
that
the belt
Reaper?
No, that is WizKids.
Yeah, that's a
Really?
plastic mini. Yep.
Yep, it's plastic and it comes pre-primed, so you don't have to prime it.
Oh, nice.
It's only like
Yeah.
$4 too. Like $3.98, $3.89.
It
Not a lot.
is. It's $4.99 and it comes with 2 minis in the pack. This pack comes with the dancer and a like bar server, female bar server.
Yep.
Oh, so
Sh-
worth it. Although,
Yep.
like I said, I'm getting a bunch. I gotta see what I have in this like hoard that I brought back.
And she was painted. She was painted entirely using what was it? Reaper paints and liquid slow dry medium, liquid text slow dry. So I could do the blending from the yellow to the purple in her skirt. If you click on it and you zoom in,
Yeah, I have.
Um,
Look at
Yeah.
that.
her
looks
skirt's
really
blended
good.
through the layers.
To the yellow on the bottom,
Yep.
purple.
I
and
love
then
the
let me see
top
pink
that
as
she has
well.
on. How so detailed.
Thank you.
And the belt, all that stuff looks good. Like there's little
Yeah,
things
look at
hanging from her belt. That's good.
Yep.
That's really good.
See, that's
Yep.
the kind of work I would like to do. I
Well,
have not painted. I've only painted a few minis, so
I can
I'll have
send you
enough
some
minis.
minis. I
Oh,
can
I
send
will
you
have
some
enough.
minis too.
I am definitely gonna have enough. I got a garage full of Warhammer stuff, and I got a bunch of stuff coming from Reaper Kickstarter. Oh God, it's escaping me now.
Are you talking about the one that they did their ultimate black Kickstarter where it's the black plastic minis instead of the gray ones?
Hold on a second, I'll tell you. The Kickstarter. They haven't delivered it yet. Bones 5.
Yep. So those will all be black.
Will they? Okay.
Should be.
Never
That's
done.
not guaranteed.
Yeah, I've never done a Kickstarter with them, so this will be the first time. But I didn't really have anything. Like, I just started DMing. I had nothing. I had a few minis. That's it. And I've been trying to build my little horde empire.
It's funny, I don't actually have any of my own minis. I paint them and then I give them to people.
That's how a lot of mini painters are. Don't feel bad.
And then I also crochet like a lot.
Do you give that stuff away too? I'll be in line for a blanket.
I make quilts. I sew, I crochet. I'm also a trained baker.
Oh, it sounds like you're like a crafty person, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
You're one of
She's
them
who you
crafty
need when the
types.
zombie apocalypse kicks off.
Well, that's
Exactly. You know,
we were
somebody can
talking
do,
about
like,
that
anything.
earlier. We were talking that earlier, and I'm like, I can sew, I can patch clothes, I can repair armor, I know how to make weapons, I paint, I can build things because I used to do construction.
Mhm.
I'm a trained baker.
Aw.
I can
Where
cook
have I
food
seen
by
that? That's Baby
campfire.
Yoda.
No, that is Toothless.
I thought it was like a
Train-
different
Train Your
version of
Dragon.
Baby Yoda for a second.
No,
It's-
it's Train Your Dragon. I recognize.
I
Yep.
know it's not the same color as Baby Yoda, Lonnie. I know that, but I thought she was doing her own take on Baby Yoda.
It's Toothless, and then I did this one too. This is if you ever played Final Fantasy, you will know what this is.
Oh yeah, I played Final Fantasy. I'm 44,
This next
man.
one, you
I
will
played
know.
the very first
Cactuar?
one.
This is just a guess.
No, not a cactuar, but it's
Oh, no,
almost as famous.
It's gonna be a Chocobo. Chocobo.
I don't have crocheted one of those, but I did design an Animal Crossing T-shirt with a white baby chocobo
Oh,
on it.
little Tonberry. So cute.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that is adorable.
He's got his little knife. I'm gonna come and get you.
He's got a crochet knife. Oh my god.
It's so sharp. That's how he cuts up his crocheted steaks into slices so he can
Got the little
put them on
little
his
knife.
crocheted barbecue.
I have another one I'm working on for my friend. That's a Scholar Tonberry from
Oh,
Final
yeah.
Fantasy 14. So it's
Yeah.
got a scholar hat, a lantern, and a book.
No, I didn't play past like 10. Or no, I played 11. But after that, it's kind of, I don't know. I gotta have it. But my stepson, he played. So what one did you play? 15. He played 15. So
He
I
played
don't
the
know.
Party Boy one.
She said he played the Party Boy one. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yes,
Get in the
14's
car,
the online
guys.
one.
We're going to have a party.
yeah, she said
They,
yes.
they have the car in Final Fantasy 14 from 15 now.
Yeah. Oh wow. Is it?
It
It's
holds
just supposed
4
to be like a
people.
mount, I
Get your
guess.
headphones
it's
on.
a
You can
mount.
talk to Discord with us.
Yep, it's a mount. It's great. My
Yeah.
friend has one. I was laughing. I used to
Like-
play, but I stopped playing a while ago. Now I play ESO in Baldur's Gate instead.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to play Star Wars, the Old Republic online. I played that for a long time. That was the last MMO I played.
I used to play that
thought
one
about
too.
I thought about getting back into it, but the problem with MMOs is they become so overly addicting for me
Mhm.
that I will not do anything else. Like I would pretty much end up like sitting there just playing 14 to 16 hours a day, just every day, 7 days a week
Right.
until I died of a stroke.
Then there's me.
So-
I forget I even have the games until like a month later and go, oh shit, people probably think I hate them.
Yeah. Luckily, I get all my gaming like fix from the once a week Dungeons and Dragons game we played in from Baldur's Gate. So
Yeah.
I love that I get to play Dungeons and Dragons every week now. Oh, it's so awesome. If only I just want to be a player. One day I want someone else to be able to come over here when COVID is over and DM,
Yeah.
and then I can be a player at my own table. Because the ironic
I wish I
thing is,
could DM. It's not something I can do.
I will DM for you, Tony.
that would
I
be
can
awesome.
write add-ons like no tomorrow, but I
Well,
can't
Rick-
DM.
I'm getting pretty good at it. So I'm
Rich-
definitely eager to start DMing. But I gotta
DM?
watch. Like I got a really demanding job, so it's like I have people going, "Oh hey," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to be pulled in." But I definitely would
Right.
DM for you.
Yeah, Rich also said he lives like not too far, so he can also he's in Jersey. I don't know where you are, Amy, but I'm in New Jersey. So
I'm in New Jersey.
oh, okay. Oh, there you go. But yeah, my dream is just I have all this Dwarvenforge stuff, right? But I've never been a player to use it.
Yeah.
I would love to go through a dungeon and not know what's coming with my own stuff. Like, oh wow, I just fell to a trap. So this is what it feels like. Yeah.
Yeah, how I got into this is my friend Pete who DMs on playing in his campaign. And he used Dwarvenforge heavily, as well as other terrain. He's just like nuts when I'm like you come in and you're like, oh my god, like dude, like where do you have the time for this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
His campaigns are epic. They're really, really epic. So I was like, you know what? That's how I want to DM.
Yeah, I can't
I
wait
could-
for the group. Go ahead. Amy.
I could see him being that person like he doesn't show up anywhere. He doesn't go out and party or anything, and then people show up at his house and see all of his stuff and goes, "Wait, how do you get all this?" Well, you know how I don't come out and party all the time? I'm working to afford all of this.
Yeah.
This is
like
like
that's my brain.
Dwarvenforge is like the big kid toys. They're still toys, but
Yeah,
now
of
it's
course.
like adult toys. It's like when guys get motorcycles.
different.
That's an adult toy. You know, and don't ever let any guy be like, "Yeah, I'm getting a motorcycle for transport." No. You're getting it because you know how awesome it is. Don't lie to your
Hey.
wife.
I'm the one that wants the motorcycle, and I won't
Yeah,
lie.
those are cool.
A 3-gallon tank on a motorcycle can get me almost, if not farther than my car.
Yeah, I don't have one or anything, and I know I can't ever get one because I'd be dead. And plus, I've been badly injured from a car wreck, so I have a paranoia of the roads. So
Right.
now. But no, Dwarvenforge is. I just would love to be a player. It would be cool. It would be so cool to experience it from the other side. But I have to admit, I think the way y'all enjoy painting, like saying it's like an escape, that's how it is for me when I'm building with my Dwarvenforge. I'll sit there and build, I'll be on a table for, easily 12, 14 hours, just building and moving around pieces, just loving and just in my own little world. I don't think about any of the stresses of life, nothing. I'm just
Yeah,
enjoying the build.
it's definitely surreal, like you
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
zone out. It's zen, if you will. Zen.
Yeah, it's
And here's
awesome.
the
Kinda
funny
like-
part, Tony. I haven't built anything for my players because I just started. Like, I
You just
started
paint
what?
everything.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing right now.
Oh,
paint
that is so
everything.
evil.
They have no clue what's going to happen to them when right now we've been doing Zoom and I was doing maps for a while, but then I was like, I don't even have time for that, right? So I just figured I'll buy the module. So I just bought the module, in Roll20, and that's what we're using, right? Zoom and Roll20. They have
What
no clue.
module?
Descent into Avernus.
Oh.
Nice.
Well, we sell modules, and Nabatri sells modules, just to let you know if you're ever interested.
And
Yeah.
well, I might have to take a look.
Yeah.
I chose that one because again, I didn't know what I was doing as a DM, so I was sort of like, I gotta get some help here. So yeah, I figured
Right.
buying a module, and just going through it would be easy enough. I'm really loving it. It's
Right.
super cool.
Yeah, they're awesome. That's why I converted over to Doom or Dagger Dale. It's I wrote it just for literally for a lot of new DMs. That's why I included such heavy narration in it to make it easy. You have a choice to
I should
like
take a
have
look at your
narratives.
again. I didn't know
Yeah,
your stuff existed, dude. When I looked at this, I
yeah.
didn't even know
And
you.
and what's nice about the module that I converted over from second edition to fifth edition. First of all, you have the novelty of telling your players, look, we're going to be playing a golden age adventure from one of the best times of Dungeons and Dragons, the peak, it's the peak era, and it's going to be in fifth edition rules, so you'll get to play some that no one's be able to see. Plus, it's a lower level adventures. It seems like some of the modules are in a rush. Some of them, not all of them, are in a rush to ramp you up really quick, like super super quick to high level. Whereas the Doom of Dagger Dale is like old school, starts you out at level 1. By the time you're done with this module, you're just level 3. So that's pretty cool. And then I'm also finishing up right now the Dark Tower of Daggerdale, and that's another more kind of mystery action heavy module that I'll be selling as well. But anyway, I don't want to be too.
I found that's kind of the thing with fifth edition is you're always leveling, right? Every
Yeah.
third to fifth session, you're gonna level, and that's just the pacing of it,
Yeah, it has to
It
be.
depends though, because like the one campaign that I'm with, I think we got like 9 players. It's insane.
Oh yeah,
And we
Ooh, that's
don't
a lot.
level. Yeah, we are not leveling that frequently.
right.
In fact, I started my campaign way after Pete started his, and my characters are a level above everybody else. So yeah.
Oh,
The
that
only
rem-
thing I don't like is milestone leveling. Like,
Yeah.
I'm firmly against that because I'm like, I sit here for 3 sessions and I don't gain a level. What the heck?
Well,
And
that's
I've
the
killed
problem with
80 mobs.
Yeah, Amber, that's the problem with modules because, like, doing the module, I have to make sure that they're at a specific level before they hit this dungeon
Yeah.
because they'll be wiped out. And I don't want to have to go through all the stat blocks and change, all the monsters to downgrade them because they're not at the level that they should be. I'm trying to make it easy on myself.
It's easier just to make it up on the fly than it is to edit a module
And
to sort of be specific to someone's level if they're not at the right level.
And
uh,
the other thing I noticed too is like my players are coming from 3.5, right? My husband used to DM and he didn't want to DM anymore. So, I started running a 5, right? The thing is with 5 is their mentality is 3.5. Like if somebody dies, like, oh my God, like this module's too hard, you're killing us. And it's like, no, wait, it's totally different 5 compared to 5. You have death saving throw. You know what I mean? Like you're not
Yeah.
It's
really
never
dead.
too hard.
right.
Oh my God, they cry about everything.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
I
in this game, Baldur's Gate 3, which we're supposed to be playing tonight, and I have finished downloading and unpacking and stuff. There's mobs that will stand there and hit the players who are down.
Yeah, that's
just
vicious.
just to be vicious about it, just to kill them,
Well,
so
yeah,
so it's
3.5,
like as soon as they go unconscious, you can take one more swing at them and have it be like, okay, if you roll badly right now, you are dead.
yeah, because I mean, if they take damage, they get a death saving throw. They basically lost. You know what I mean? They failed the death saving throw over every bit of damage they take, right? So
Mhm.
Amy,
and
are you,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, are you more a planner DM or are you kind of like off the cuff DM, like at the spur of the moment? I'm like a super planner. Like I took me 3 months or something to redo that whole campaign or that whole module from second edition to fifth edition. So I had everything done. But some DMs like to just like I maybe a day before I write a few notes down, but that's about it. I can't do
That's
that. Which
me.
one are you?
That's me. I do
Nice.
not prepare very much as I wish I did. I try to, but I just don't have a lot of time. But well, and I do things off the cuff depending on what they're doing. Like there's certain things that are happening right now in my campaign that have nothing to do with how the module was written. I'm adding content and building characters and NPCs to make things interesting for them and relationship building so that they now have these connections that didn't exist before.
Yeah.
I do a lot
Oh,
of that stuff just out of my imagination as I'm rolling it out. But I've done a lot of like LARPs and stuff like at my house. Like I've had like a bunch of people over and written an entire LARP
Yeah,
to
nice.
where yeah, well, it was kind of cool. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I did like a Game of Thrones LARP where they had whispers and secrets, and these were like cards that gave them different intel about the other characters. But
Right.
what they didn't know is underneath the top game, which they thought they were playing, there was an underneath game that was going on that they didn't know about. There was two players looking to kill each other, and
Hmm.
if anybody got too close to their identities, they would kill them.
Right.
So
And
it
that's
was
when
like
the
an
lights go out
elimination.
and somebody disappears from the room or whatever.
Yeah, and like yeah, it was very, very cool because like I had NPCs that would give them different types of information depending on how they answered certain questions too. So they would go through the script I wrote for them. It was really, really cool. Everybody had a really
That's
good
neat.
time, but it was based on all of the Game of Thrones characters.
Hmm.
So, speaking of the planning aspect, I have a friend who created an entire module that he had printed, and it does sell in our local comic book store and things like that.
Hmm.
So, he was having us play test it while he wrote the second part of it. And there's a very linear way of how this module is supposed to be played.
Yeah.
Well, we ended up, there was a spot where we were attacked by a phased spider, and we
Right.
have a multi-classed bard paladin character in our group. Charisma off
Yeah,
the
of course.
charts. Phase spiders are an intelligent being. He made
oh
friends with
no.
the phase spider.
Oh no.
There was a puzzle room next to this phase spider where we had to figure out how to move these puzzle pieces to get into a door that would not open for us. But
Hmm.
we knew phase spiders can phase into the ethereal realm and then into another room.
Yeah, of course.
So I look at my bard paladin person and I smirk and he smirks at me and the DM covers his face and we go,
Totally own that one.
Yep.
and it wasn't in the book. You know, he didn't think anyone would do that. And he
Oh
wasn't
my god.
DMing. He
Oh, that's what
was a player. The writer was.
Right.
Oh, you are so right. That's why, like, you have to just create this stuff on the fly because, man, my players, they do the weirdest things. This one guy, he breaks everything. It's just,
Oh yeah, you have to break
What?
it.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh yeah.
have to
You'll come
break.
to find as a
Yeah.
DM, whatever. There's whole memes, tons of memes about what players do. Like, man, you'll have in your mind. I mean, they do it in my groups, and these both they're evil and the good groups almost every time. I'll be thinking, okay, they're going to do this, then they're going to do that. Nope,
Yep.
nope, they're going to do this instead.
Well,
Then you
the
think they're going
direction
to do
that
a
I want to
detective
take the
fight.
evil party is to grab one of the evil people from the town or from the mountain as a patron, and that'll turn the whole module up on its head.
Well, there's a lot you can do. There's some crazy choices that you haven't. I'm surprised y'all
Yeah.
haven't thought about certain things yet, but let's see.
I've
Go
been
for it.
watching like here and there, and I go, I wouldn't have done that. I would have done this, but I bet the DM would have ripped his hair out.
No, the nice thing about playing in a sandbox, right? That has the terrain is the players have the illusion of freedom, but yet not really. You see, they can do anything, but anything they do is still within the confines of that map.
Hmm.
So there's really nothing that can't be done. So it's like, okay, we want to try to take over the town, right? We want to say some crazy situation like, all right, we want to join the constable or kill the constable, and then we want to get with maybe some other people and try to talk them into taking over the town. That can happen because I just line up some people as minis outside the town, and
Mhm.
as long as the rolls go right, maybe the deal is struck, and then the town gets attacked. And then I also have like little miniature fires. Like I bought the Dwarvenforge, like all the fire stuff that you
Yeah.
can put on top of the roofs and in the windows, so it looks like on fire. And then I would just set the town to burn, or maybe I don't know. I'm not saying that all that's going to happen. I'm just saying you have these crazy things that you can do. The good people can maybe try to attack the town with, I don't know, with Randall Moore, and just there's so many crazy stuff that I just thought that top of my head.
Mhm.
That if I was a
I
player,
I convinced a DM to let me play an Azamar Mystic.
why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
It's not a playable class in Dungeons
Right,
and
I see.
Dragons. It's not a published playable class because it's too
Make it up.
overpowered.
Of course.
The class becomes invincible.
Just invincible, like
You
outright.
can't die. You stop aging. Disease doesn't affect you.
Right.
You become invincible. You live longer than an archdruid. Like,
Wow.
So
Well, and
poison
you know,
doesn't affect you either.
it
nope.
depends on how you play that too, because as long as it's cool with the DM and you know what I mean, you're bringing some
I kept
story.
mine pretty reined back because the fact that I didn't have to do anything but look at something and it would fall over dead.
You have to play that right, and you gotta it's a story, right? So you don't want it to be like, oh, I'm godlike, killing.
And she had all
everything
these
around me.
quirks. It was great. I gave her all these quirks. So like she doesn't cut her hair because it's impure and she was raised in a temple. So the only way her hair gets cut is if somebody else does it. She also she sleeps with lights on. She can't have any darkness. Because her
Right.
town fell dark and the fire went out and the entire town died.
Oh no.
crap. What the hell?
So
It's cool because you play all these complexities with this character that
Yeah, that's good RP.
and then since she's an Azamar, she also has a guide. So that gives the DM a facet of her character to control. So like if I start going a little farther than what the DM really wants me to do, the DM just pulls out my little patron guide and goes, "All right, you need to stop."
Right.
Well, see, that's a good player though, because I don't actively try to work against my players, and it's not fun if you're trying to. The DM isn't there to like. So I think you're playing it fine because you're RPing it, man. You're like trying to just have a good time. You're not like, all right, I want to be the best person at the table. I want to kill everything. I want everybody to. Dude, you're not like going crazy like that. You're just like, oh, I'm just gonna have a little fun with this character. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And she's her version of lawful good, which is great because people are always like, "Oh, alignments are strictly this way." I go, "No, the difference is an alignment is based on what a person learns." Mine grew up in a temple, secluded from all people. Because she was found out to be an Azamar, they kept her away from humans, and they used her basically to like make crops grow and shit.
Oh.
So her version of lawful good is, people paying patron to her and her helping them. That's her version of what lawful good is. So when she goes somewhere and somebody's like, "Oh, hey, you help do this, here's money," she will do something else for them because in return, that's what she was taught to do. So it doesn't make sense to anybody else.
No. That's because they don't understand what lawful good is. You applied I was waiting for you to say the most important thing. You have a code.
Yes.
Your code is that you help people who pay you and then you do a little bit more. That's your code. So if someone
and that's
says,
how she was raised.
I only have one gold piece because I'm poor, but I desperately need your help. The fact that they offer to pay means you'll help. If that's what it is, then that's lawful because that means you're following.
And it's not even money. Like, because when she was in the temple, people would bring her fruits and cloths, and she was considered a symbol in her village of good. So, like, she was worshipped basically. So she was the god.
Yeah, you're not. I don't. People might argue the good part, like, are you doing good for the sake of doing good? But good could be interpreted as doing good.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I had to explain because I also play a Forge cleric in another campaign with my friends, and I'm chaotic good. And when I play that character, no, I was neutral good. So when I play that character, it's basically what's the good for me and my group is basically what solidifies her neutral good standing.
Yep.
Well, there was this guy they were arguing over. They were like, no, we can't kill him. And the other guy was like, yes, we can kill him. So it was causing this discourse in the group.
Mhm.
And of course, I'm talking
Oh,
to the
no.
DM,
Oh no.
and I
It's
turn
this
around.
person.
I turn around and I guiding bolt the guy that everybody was fighting about
Yep.
killing. Blew his head clean off his shoulders.
Wow.
The entire team stopped and goes, doesn't that cause an alignment shift? And the DM's like, nope. Why does it not cause an alignment shift? Because he was causing discord within your group, and she's a true neutral good. So, he had to die.
For the sake for the group so the group can survive. Almost
Yep.
like the law of nature.
Yep, that's
Chaos-
basically what she is.
Yeah, chaotic good is the Robin Hood personality. That
Yep.
you'll steal and do whatever you have to do as long as it gets the end justifies the means. People like I've had this debate before, like the guy from No Country for Old Men, people will argue is chaotic evil. It's like, no, he's actually lawful evil because he follows the rule of his coin. He'll flip that
Yeah.
coin. If the coin says, I don't kill you, then you don't
It's
die.
like Two-Face.
Yep, so that's a code. As long as you have a code that you follow, you're lawful. In
Yep.
any way, that's lawful. All right, so is everybody's downloaded now? And Amy, you should try playing this with us if you ever get Baldur's Gate.
Actually, I'm going to go downstairs and get some exercising because I promised myself to be doing some healthy stuff.
Right,
Oh, gotcha.
yep.
Gotcha.
All right.
I can
but
play
it was
until
great talking to
9.
you guys and both of you guys and talking to you, Tony.
All right, yeah, it was nice hearing your voice. Now I've actually heard the voice of Amy.
Heard the voice of Amy.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, it was nice
Keep
to meet
looking at
you.
your awesome paintings.
All right. Well, I'll post more stuff, but again, I try not to post too much because I don't know.
Well,
that way.
Dwarvenforge loves to see it. You see Selena like hardcore likes your stuff.
Yeah, I was surprised at that. But anyway, we'll chat again. Anyway, enjoy gaming, guys. Talk to you
All
later.
right, see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I can play until 9. I'm supposed to be watching Bly Manor with some of my friends. The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Right.
I'm huge into paranormal stuff, so
Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, that show is it's really interesting. I like it. Have you seen any of it yet?
No, we're starting Bly Manor tonight. We just finished The Haunting of Hill House yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
What is Blind Manor?
So The Haunting of Bly Manor is based off of Turning of the Screw, the book.
It's a show?
Yeah, it's a TV show. I believe it's on Netflix.
Hmm.
And then The Haunting of The Haunting of Hill House is based on the book written by, what was her name, Shirley Jackson back in 1959. If you've ever seen Stephen King's Rose Red, it is his take on that story.
Right.
So which one should I watch first?
Haunting of Hill House is first, followed by Bly Manor.